Hello, everyone. My name is Edward S. Redcar. I'm the host of Edward S. Redcar's Entertainer Chat. And today I have the awesome pleasure, I'm not worthy, awesome pleasure of welcoming pastry chef Dean Kropp to the show today. And let me just give a little introduction to Dean before we get started. Pastry chef Dean Kropp is originally from Lockport, Illinois, which is about 35 miles southwest of Chicago. He first worked at the kitchen in a local Denny's where he grew up, went to culinary school in Joliet, trained with a Chicago Swiss pastry chef, worked in hotels and pastry shops in Memphis, Napa Valley, Montego Bay, Jamaica, and finally in New York City. And he's cooked for movie stars on film sets in Chicago with John Belushi and James Earl Jones in New York City. And I'm not done yet. He appeared on the Food Network in Food Today with Donna Hanover, the former First Lady of New York when her husband Rudy Giuliani was governor. And he won the Best American Short Film Award, The Road to Gold and Injuries, at the North Film Festival's 2025 online competition this past February. He's an award winner at the 2025 Paris Women's Cinefest. And his book, which we'll be talking about today, Cooking for Gold, The Cooking Olympics, won at the 2025 International Impact Book Awards. And we'll also talk a little bit about his newest book, which just dropped yesterday, July 25th. It's called Memories Nobody Wants. Pastry chef, pastry chef whipped by no fault. So, um, Dean, welcome to the show. And how are you doing today?
Thank you, Edward. Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. Thanks.
Good, good, good. And I'm so glad. I was just telling Dean before we started the show here that he blew me away by his chef's uniform with all his accolades on it, and that just that makes my day right there. That makes my day. So thank you very much for looking all spiffy for us today. So.
Of course.
Yeah, I usually like to start off with my guests asking how they got involved in what they do today. So, a little bit of background before I ask the question is that when you had no definite plans after your high school graduation,
Right.
your interest in the culinary arts and your culinary career began when your father suggested that you apply for a job opening as a cook in your local Denny's.
Right.
And also, after she saw that you had skills in the kitchen, after working at Denny's for a while, your mother told you about the local culinary school, Joliet Junior College in Joliet, Illinois, which is near your hometown of Lockport. So, with all that said, all that quick bio, did your encounters with the Marine coworker at your very first job working in the kitchen at the local Denny's, Johnny, you got a long way to go, man. Ledbetter, uh, helped to develop your discipline in the kitchen. And what attracted you ultimately to concentrate in the area of pastry?
Well, that, that's a great question. So, I think that for all of us, for all of our careers, we run into people who help motivate us because they see the potential in us that we don't see in ourselves. Because I worked with a lot of guys at Denny's,
Hmm.
and we're just run of the mill guys, rough around the edges. But Johnny took an interest in me. He motivated me, to be the best that I could be, so to speak. And I feel bad because I never got his address, so
Oh,
I couldn't write to him to let him know the updates on my career.
oh my gosh. Oh, wow, wow,
I
wow.
wanted to play baseball. That was my original plan was to play baseball. You know,
Okay.
I thought that would be so easy.
Right, right. It looks easy, like if you go to a game or if you're relaxing on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon in front of the TV, it's like Now, why didn't he make that double play? I could have done that. I could have scooped up the ball quicker. Why didn't he bend this way or that way? Why did he have to throw so awkward or bend so awkward? No, I completely know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So, so that kind of stuck in your mind to like keep that discipline, right? Keep the
right,
discipline, and no matter what
right,
you learned through the culinary arts. Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So then the pastry thing didn't come along until I was at the 95th, the John Hancock Center restaurant. And I was doing all the stations there. I went, I did the prep for the soup and vegetable prep, sauce prep, and then I went on the line and it cooked on the line. And then I got into garde manger, which is
Uh-huh.
where I did my first competition, and that's cold food. Garde manger,
Okay.
cold food. I worked with a Japanese chef, extraordinary guy. His name
Hmm.
was Ken, and he taught me the garde manger, but he also got me into carving ice.
Oh, wow, wow.
He just like he kind of like threw me into it. He said, just go, go down there, see the object that you want to carve, and then start shaving away the ice.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah, go ahead.
the chef came up to me one day and he said the pastry chef quit going to the pastry kitchen. So
Oh, so that was, I mean, pastry was
I
the
had no,
farthest from your mind,
I
right?
had no idea.
Probably dessert and pastry, probably that won over your palate over like the rest of the meal, right? It's like we
Right.
all like, we can't wait until we finish the meal, unless it's cooked by you, of course. Uh, until we finish the meal so we can get to the chocolate cake, or in this case, a reference to you, chocolate mousse,
Right.
which chocolate's my downfall. I'm a chocoholic. I'm a confirmed chocoholic. I admit it. I admit it. But yeah, yeah, no, no. I mean that's great. So that opened up like a whole spectrum of opportunities, right
Yeah.
for you, the pastry side of it. Wow.
And the chef was he was pissed when I told him I was going to quit and go work with Swiss Air because they had just opened a restaurant in town. That's where I got the Swiss training.
Okay, okay.
He was pissed. Oh, I don't want you. He was so pissed. He said, "You can leave now."
Yeah, yeah. Why prolong the agony, right? Why prolong the agony when I have to anticipate you leaving in 2 weeks if you get a 2 weeks notice or whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
that happens a lot of times. I know
yeah,
a lot of times, like in my career, like a lot of times you see another opportunity, and you feel that it's better for your life track and your professional development, and so
right.
yeah, you tell them, even if you give them 2 weeks notice, even if
I
you
know.
give them a year's notice,
Right.
if
Never
if
good enough.
right? If they like what you do, they'll keep saying. I know I had one boss say to me years and years ago, he says, "You're not leaving, are you, Ed?" It wasn't a question. It was like a question and a statement all in one. It's not
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"You're not leaving, Ed, are you?" It's like, "You're not leaving, are you, Ed?" Something direct like that. So,
right, right. But
yeah, no, so,
the 95th, that's where I made strawberry mousse for John Belushi.
oh,
I got to meet John Belushi, and they took pictures. He came with an entourage of like 30 people,
oh, wow.
no joke. And they took pictures with me and him in the entourage, but I never got a photo.
Oh, wow.
Never got a copy
Wow.
of the photo. And then
Oh,
I cooked for
okay.
Mr. Cub. He came for a special buffet dinner that he had.
Okay, okay, okay. That
That's
that that would have made a great selfie, right? You and John Belushi. That would have made a
right,
that would have made a great selfie.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know in the introduction, I was telling about all your past history or accolades and everything, and one of them when I mentioned that you were on a segment of the Food Network with
Yes,
Donna Hanover.
yes.
Um, I don't know if you ever knew it, and I don't know if many people do know it,
Okay.
but as far as I know, she got her uh, maybe it was one of her first starts in broadcasting.
Right,
But a long time ago, I would say, I don't know, maybe about 40 years ago, I'm just guessing,
right.
she was a news reporter and a newscaster up here in Utica, New York. I don't know if you ever knew that.
I knew she was upstate somewhere and
Yes,
had the
yeah,
drive. I didn't
yeah.
know the whole story.
Yeah,
Wow.
the station still does exist in Utica. It's an
Really?
NBC affiliate, and it's called Channel 2 WKTV
Oh,
in
wow.
Utica.
Wow.
So she left there, and I had lost, you lose track of because newscasters, they come
Oh,
and
right,
go, they find bigger markets.
right.
The next thing that I knew, years and years ago, I relocated to the Hudson Valley. And
Okay.
there, you get all the New York stations, NBC, and all the. And so the news came on one night, and she was there. And I went like that to the TV. I says, no, no, I mean, starting in Utica, New York, and like 30 years later, I says, no, no. And then later on, when I also found out that she was the first lady of New York State, it's like, no, no, I don't. Wow, I was just blown away.
You know,
So,
I booked myself on that segment.
oh, did you? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good,
So
good.
I
Oh, on
was,
the Food Network.
yeah, I was at Channel 13 talking about the Culinary Olympics because it was 1996.
Okay,
I
okay.
said, just give me a film crew and I go shoot a segment, for 1996 when they were in Berlin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was talking to the guy, the phone rang. It's the Food Network. They're looking for a pastry chef to make apricot desserts on their show. I said, boom, I'm in.
Right? Now,
So
now that's what they call being at the right place at the right time.
I know.
But only you initiated it, right?
Right, right.
So yeah, you gave yourself the extra fuel or the extra oomph to make it happen. So
Yeah,
yeah, so that's my little reminiscing about Donna Hanover. So I just felt that I had to throw that in, whether or not a
of
lot of
course.
people in my audience know about it. So, but
Because
but
that was right. I was on her show right before her and Rudy broke up.
okay, okay,
That
okay.
was, and then all of a sudden, after that show, she had a radio show on I don't know which channel it was, but she had a radio show on Channel 9, and she was going to have me on there. And all of a sudden, boom, her and Rudy split, and then my chance to get on her show went down.
Oh, that was it. Oh, wow, wow. Oh,
So,
well, besides that, I'd say that in your life you've done pretty well for yourself with
well,
everything. I mean, with everything you've accomplished. I mean, yeah, I mean, like they say, one door closes and another one opens, right?
yeah, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So you're talking all about culinary competitions and everything. So I read in your book there about the American Culinary Federation sanctioned events, culinary competitions. So what made you so passionate to learn about the Culinary Federation competitions?
So my first competition was at the 95th in Garde Manger with Chef Ken, and we had won a bronze medal, and we both thought that we should have gotten gold, but
Oh,
we always think that I should have gotten gold. So
yeah, yeah.
we were up for over 50 hours straight
Wow.
for that competition because we planned what we were going to do, but we also had to do the food for the restaurant and Sunday brunch. And
Okay.
of course, the competition was on a Sunday morning, and Sunday brunch had to be set up by 9:30.
Okay. Okay.
So we were up from Friday through into Saturday, through into Sunday morning. And we had to get the competition, we had to go get the competition set up 7:30 Sunday morning, and then 9:30 come back and get Sunday brunch ready.
Uh-huh.
so it was crazy,
Talk about a mad rush, right? You know?
crazy, crazy. So then I got into pastry at the 95th, and then when I got hired by Swiss Air to
Uh-huh.
to go to the Swiss Air, the Swiss pastry house, and get trained by Hans, then I did my first pastry competition there, which won me a bronze
Oh, wow.
at the
Wow.
National Restaurant Show in Chicago.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Then I
Uh-huh.
went to Memphis and won my first gold by myself because you can go as a team or you can register individually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that fueled my, you know, imagination about, how did this start? Because this is
Okay.
crazy. I understand why chefs compete. We compete because it gives us a chance for recognition. We,
Yes.
we get to get out of the kitchen into a new territory and,
Right.
and you know, get a different feeling,
Right. Right. Right.
different
Right.
presentation, because chefs are always doing the same thing over and over and over, basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, working in the kitchen, I mean, no matter what capacity, whether it's like main meals or several course meals or a pastry like yourself, I
Right.
mean, that's a pretty stressful environment, right? Especially if you've got a well-known establishment that you're working at, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
And I can see why it's such a relief when you go to competition, like you say, you love what you do and also looking, for recognition for how much you accomplish.
Right. Right.
So yeah. So that training to deal with stress started in that Denny's with the Marine, right?
Yes.
I've got to come back to that because when I went to college, there were a group of guys on their floor. One was Air Force, a few
Right.
were Army, uh, three Marines. So
Oh, wow.
I'm very familiar with the Marine state of mind and the mentality. So
Okay.
I can see like why he was so hard on you and why he behaved that way because it was instilled in him. So it was just natural that he probably felt that, well, that's the way I've got to teach. That's the way I was taught. So yeah, yeah.
Right.
So um, yeah. Uh,
Well, then in '96, when I was on the Food Network, that was the year I went to the Culinary Olympics in Berlin.
Okay.
All right. And then so I was on in August and we went in October.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so what happened was somehow I had hooked up from a team from Boston,
Okay.
the American Natural Foods Culinary Team. And they needed to have kitchens and trucks and stuff to get around in Berlin. And somehow I got connected to them. And so I went up to meet them in Boston. I said, look, I can set you up, So I was on the team. And the only reason that I could do that was because I worked in Jamaica for a year and a half, Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
the pastry chef at Wyndham Rose Hall Hotel. And I met these two guys from Germany, Wolfgang and Michael. And
Okay.
I stayed in touch with them. Wolfgang lives in Berlin. So this is going back to like 80, 86, 87
Okay.
when I was in Jamaica. So I made friends with Wolfgang. And then I stayed in touch with Wolfgang. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, Wolfgang, I'm coming to Berlin.
Surprise, right?
I need a kitchen. And
Not only did you warn him that you were coming, you laid down the law, right? If I'm coming, you got to have this for me as soon as I get off the plane, right?
a couple of hotel rooms.
Hey, while you're asking, you might as well ask for the whole 9 yards, right?
I know, I know. So anyway, if it wasn't for him, I would not have been able to do anything in Berlin because you got to have connections to get stuff done.
Oh, okay, okay.
You can't
Yeah,
unless you've been a team that you have money behind you. You can go there, scope things out, book what you need. That's
okay.
usually what happens. Like with Culinary Team USA, they got a budget. They can go there ahead of time. You know, Us, we were flying in last minute, bada bing, bada boom. We got to bang it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, I mean, just like with any other profession,
yeah,
it's all about networking, right? I mean, if you're gonna go there on your own and not affiliated with any other group like you were just mentioning,
right.
it's good that you had him right there
Yeah.
uh, to help. I mean, to help you out. Otherwise, you couldn't have gone, or you couldn't have done anything,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 all about networking and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
making friends and everything like that. And
Tis the season for apricots. You can just munch on a few, or you can use them to create mouth-watering desserts. Our next guest prefers the latter. Joining us with some delicious treats is pastry chef and member of the Culinary Olympics, Dean Kropp. Welcome, Dean.
Thank you, Donna.
Now, how about shopping for apricots? Apricots? we had a little dispute before the show started. You prefer apricot, but
Apricot is fine.
okay. How do you shop for them?
Well, you have to go for the nice, round, plump ones. They're usually all, pretty symmetric, but firm because if we get them home, they're going to ripen pretty quick.
But some people buy them like if there's any green on it. Should you buy that?
They're going to ripen.
They are going to ripen. How do you get them to ripen?
You just put them on your counter.
Just put them on the
and
counter.
Let them go.
Not in the fridge.
No fridge, no bag.
Okay. Now I have to tell you a little story about apricots. I grew up in junior high school and high school in a suburb that had been built in a former apricot orchard. Everybody had at least one apricot tree in their front yard. For months, it was apricot jam, apricot cake, apricot this, and you couldn't give it away to your neighbors because they all had apricot trees too. Anyway, but I never saw anything quite this beautiful. So tell us what you've created.
Well, I have a apricot souffle, which is frozen.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Which is really nice for like the weekend barbecue. The dried apricot dipped in chocolate, Swiss chocolate, and the apricot flan.
Apricot flan.
Yes.
How do you make this?
Well, this I did a dough. I combined two doughs, pie dough and cookie dough, and it came out like a firm shortbread.
Let's show this way to the camera.
And so it's a little more strength than just the pie dough. So I used that combination, and got a firm dough in there, and then pre-baked the dough about 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
And then made a custard, put the apricots in, poured the custard on top, and baked that off about 30 minutes.
Oh, you serve that, you make everybody happy.
Right, right.
What do you do on the top?
Glaze it with apricot glaze.
Glaze it with the and is this? What is this?
Apricot jam.
The plain old, I recognize this from many pieces of toast with that on it. Not interested. Thank you, thank you.
But there wasn't the Culinary Olympics in 1911, so.
Okay, let's do the recipe.
All right,
what are you going to
quick.
do?
We're doing an apricot fruit strip. So I did the Italian cream custard with whipped cream. All right, and put the apricots there on top that I have already prepped. And apricots are...
Yeah, how do you get the pit out? What is the best
the
way?
pit is just after you cut the apricot in half, just to pull it apart and then pull the pit out. And the
with
pit
your fingers,
is
you just...
and the pit is poisonous. Okay.
Okay, be aware of that.
If anybody's trying to feed you apricot pits, get away.
No interest. Okay, so you're glazing that now?
Glazing that, right.
Oh, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Now, tell us about the Culinary Olympics.
Okay, coming up. September 8th to the 12th is the Culinary Olympics, where we have the black belts of chefs coming from all around the world to compete in all the different categories of hot food, cold food, pastry, which is my specialty, and diet food, and also vegetarian, which is the team that I'm with, is an all-vegetarian team. So we're trying to, show people, to eat better, not all the time, don't be vegetarians all the time, but, you can change your diet a little bit during the week to facilitate that.
Is there a history to apricots, getting back to our fruit here?
Well, there is. Apricots go back 5,000 years in China. They started in China, they went to India, Tibet, and they came to Europe. And they like the Mediterranean background. They really get on along good with that. So then they come here, and we get 90% of our apricots from California.
Which is where I grew up.
So,
okay, entirely consistent. Well, thank you. All of this is beautiful. Good luck in the Culinary Olympics.
Thanks.
We know you'll represent us well.
That's right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
You never know.
I wanted to get a little bit more into the different parts of your book. Um, in especially I noticed like in chapter two, you talked about like people from all over the world in the 1800s.
Right.
You mentioned England. You mentioned France, which you give a lot of coverage to that in the chapter. You also mentioned Germany, which is like the majority of that
Right.
second chapter. So. Um, I was just wondering now, do you devote a large amount of coverage to France and Germany in chapter two because of their major contributions in the culinary arts? I mean, was that your reason?
So mainly, yes, yes, and yes.
Well, that narrows it down.
So, so when I went to culinary school, we were taught all the techniques of Auguste Escoffier, the Frenchman. And Auguste Escoffier really set up the hotel production, wrote down the recipes. We were,
Okay.
we were using all his techniques in school. And then when I went to the 95th, we were still using his techniques,
Mm-hmm.
the soups and the sauces. And, you know,
Okay.
so we were all trained on that as young chefs.
Okay. Okay.
So I had been doing research already, but then I had to put him in because France has such an influence over food.
Oh yeah.
French,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
then Queen Frederick, first daughter of Queen Victoria, um, she was very concerned about what people were eating. So in 1894, she got the first like culinary fair going. And then this guy Mathis Carl Banzer came up with the idea to do the Culinary Olympics,
Okay.
which actually started out as the International um, Culinary Art Exhibition.
Okay.
It didn't start out as the Culinary Olympics. It got
Mhm.
nicknamed Culinary Olympics down the road.
Okay.
And the only reason that Hitler didn't wipe out the whole thing in the 1930s when he took it over was because of the word international
Oh, okay.
in it.
Okay.
So if it had been just a local fair, Hitler would have wiped it out. But
Okay.
international event,
Yes.
teams,
Yeah.
all over
Yeah.
to compete, and the German people loved it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he saw that word international, and so it's like he was out to conquer the world, right? So that fit the bill for him, right?
Right. But he was
Essentially.
also jealous because Banzer had developed something, a love that the German people were into. They were into the food, and he was jealous of that
Okay.
development.
Okay. And
So,
that reminded me probably the same thing with the Olympics. I mean, the sporting Olympics that were held at the time in Germany. He probably saw that as a platform to expand his conquests, right? Along with seeing international being associated with the culinary arts. Yeah. Yeah.
his plan was to make the world think that Germany is a great place, keep the
Yeah.
keep the smiles on the face, do the Olympic Games in 36, and then all hell broke loose after that.
Right, 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 right. I've got to ask you before we go any further.
Okay.
Uh, I keep looking at all the accolades
Right.
on uh can you like briefly describe like what each one is for?
Yeah, yeah. So, in my research for the book, I actually found these in my research. They were
Oh,
stashed. I went to a chef of mine, a friend, and she had information because her husband died, and he had these New York team, you know, patches here.
okay.
This is from the German Chefs Association,
Uh-huh.
Verband der Deutschland. So they're in Frankfurt. So that was a patch from them. And then because I wrote about the history of Culinary Team USA, so I found this chef patch from 1980.
Oh, wow.
And actually, 2016, I was on the New York team.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We went to Erfurt and competed. I was there to help the New York team. So that's why they're on here. But I wrote about the history of the New York team in my book and the Culinary Team USA, and of course the German Chefs Association. From starting this whole thing in 1900.
Okay, okay, okay. And on that note, talking about Germany, you were saying that you devoted a big part of your chapter two in the book to France because of their contributions throughout the year to culinary arts. Now, now Germany, I've got to think that you devoted a majority of the chapter because of their chocolate creations. Am I right? Chocolate
So,
mousse or whatever. Is that part of the thinking for that?
so the idea with Germany is Mathis Karl Banzer wanted to start this culinary exhibition so the local people would have a chance to come and see the food that business people would get to eat when they're out on business trips.
Okay, okay.
That was the thinking behind that. Not that Germany had any, great food, but schnitzel and the
Yes, yeah, yeah,
bratwurst, you know.
yeah.
So, but his idea was to, incorporate international countries to come to Germany to start this event.
Okay, okay,
That was the thinking behind that.
okay. Dean, you're making my mouth water.
Oh,
I gotta stop talking about chocolate right now. Otherwise, I'm going to go completely off
no,
screen, go to the store and buy a box of chocolate candy or something. So,
no.
um, I also noticed in a few of the other chapters in your book, specifically uh, 10, 11, well, 10 through 13. Chapter 10, you talked about the Olympics in 1996. 11, chapter 11 about 2016. Chapter 12, the 25th IKA, which you referred to,
Right.
Culinary Olympics in the U.S. Army, uh, culinary competitions in 2020 and how COVID-19 affected that. Chapter 13, the 2024 IKA, and reading about all of that, it got me to wondering now, of all the culinary Olympics throughout history. I was just wondering why you devoted chapters in your book to those specific years for the Olympics, 96, 2016, 2020, and 24. What was like the significance of, highlighting those years?
So the game plan was to produce, some kind of show for TV about this event.
Okay.
It's never been done. So my first time in 96, I had to go see the event to see what was up. So being on the team of the American Natural Foods culinary team gave me that opportunity to go
Okay.
see what was happening and get a feel for it, you know. So then unfortunately in 2000, I could not go because I had the car accident.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So in 2000, I had the first car accident, and then 2004, second car accident. So I missed all those years
Okay. Okay.
recovering from that and going through that. So I couldn't go back until 2016.
All right.
That
Okay.
was the next Culinary Olympics.
Okay. Okay. So,
And
so yeah, so you concentrated only on those that you actually attended.
right,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so of all those Olympics that you attended that you just mentioned,
Right.
I was also reading in your book that about 2028, the next Olympics, and uh, chefs uh, chefs will be preparing for the IKA Culinary Olympics. And yes, I have done my homework. I actually looked up what IKA stand for.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if I pronounce it right, but in my just best German translation, it's called International Kochkunst Ausstellung. Is that
Very,
right?
very good, very good.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, okay. Well, with the last name Osredkar, I really don't have a hard time pronouncing any words.
Right.
But anyway, all the chefs around the world will be preparing for that, and it's going to be held in Stuttgart, Germany, in 2028,
Right.
and the Culinary World Cup will be held this November 2025. And
26, actually.
2026. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what's this year is kind of quiet,
Okay.
which is good. Um, next year, the U.S. Army has a culinary competition down at Fort Greg Adams. It's the 50th anniversary of competitions for them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they have Army teams come in. You know,
Okay.
Air Force sends a team. It's really something to see. You can buy a lunch for like $7.
My God, that's almost giving it away, right?
I know. And then the Culinary World Cup in Luxembourg will be in November of 2026.
Okay, okay, okay.
Right. So that is on the same scale as the Culinary Olympics.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm hoping to go there, but I want to have some kind of situation where I have a segment or something to show because I don't want to keep going and wasting my time and my money if I'm not getting something somewhere,
Right,
on something.
right, right,
You
right.
know,
I mean, yeah,
you got to draw
that's,
the line. You got to draw the line.
I know it. I mean, that's a great opportunity to get publicity and public exposure for what you do, right?
Right.
So, yeah, right. Um, if you, yeah, if that doesn't come along with the plane ticket, then you're not booking the flight, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I also noticed that Erfurt, Germany, hosted the Olympics for like 12 years in a row, 2000 to 2012. So let me ask you this. Uh, is there like a reason that Stuttgart hosted the Olympics for all those years?
Yes. Money, baby.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So
I thought I'd let you answer that one, but I kind of figured, what the answer was, so I just thought I'd put it out there.
um, so it originated in Frankfurt.
Okay.
All right. Um, then 2016 was the first time it moved to Berlin,
Okay.
and then it went to Erfurt. No, sorry, 1996 it went to Berlin, and then 2000 to Erfurt, and then it stayed in Erfurt, and then obviously the deal melted away, so they had to find another place, which was Stuttgart.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
And
they're
no,
running
go
out of
ahead.
cities in Germany.
Okay. And it wasn't until like recent years until they decided to have it like what is it, like every 4 years, just like the sporting Olympics?
Yes, because it was erratic when it first started.
Yeah, I noticed that you have like in your biography or history of the Culinary Olympics that you have like that photo of that old sheet that lists all the Olympics from when or Culinary Olympics from when they first started.
So 1956, they started the 4 year cycle.
Okay, okay.
And that's where it got the nickname Culinary Olympics.
Oh, okay. But before it wasn't referred to as the Olympics before that time?
No, it was the International Culinary Arts Exhibition, the
Oh, okay.
Internationale Kunstausstellung.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
See, I knew there was a reason that I learned I learned to pronounce that, and I learned the meaning in German from the English. So 2028, you might plan on going then?
yeah, I would love to go.
You were
Uh,
saying, yeah.
I would love to go because I have connections in Stuttgart.
Okay.
Okay, so the friend of mine I was telling you about, Wolfgang and Michael. Michael married a Jamaican lady, Sonia,
Okay.
I've kept in touch with her, and she had two daughters with Michael, twins, and she's in Berlin, and her one daughter lives in Stuttgart and works for Mercedes Benz.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
when we go to Stuttgart, we get picked up in this big black Benz.
Why did I know that before you even said that? Why did I know that? Why did I know that you were going to go there? Okay.
Has all the technical advances for the car.
Well, yeah, right.
Experience.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they give her a car to test drive and run around town with.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she comes up.
And it just so happens to be at the year of the Culinary Olympics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That now, that's pre-planning. That's good planning right there, you know.
Like that?
Wow, plenty of exposure, right?
Right.
It's like the name Mercedes-Benz attracts attention anyway, but it's like you connect that with a major event like the Culinary Olympics, and
Oh,
it's like uh sales ought to just go through the roof with that because a lot of attention, a lot of people watching that. So kudos to you. I'm really not worthy now. I'm in the presence of greatness here.
no, no.
I mean, you got all these patches, what do I have? I just got a blue suit coat, but man, it's like you're through the roof. I mean, your talent's just taking you uh sky high. So yeah, no, congratulations all on all of that, really, really. So
Joining us with some delicious treats is pastry chef and member of the Culinary Olympics, Dean Kropp. Welcome, Dean.
Thank you, Donna. We're doing an apricot fruit strip. So I did the Italian cream custard with whipped cream. All right. And put the apricots there on top.
You're glazing that now?
Glazing that, right.
Oh, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Now, tell us about the Culinary Olympics.
You have the black belts of chefs coming from all around the world to compete in all the different categories of hot food, cold food, pastry. Hey, this is no flash in the pan. It's been around for a complete century. What started out with a couple dozen chefs in Germany in 1900 has morphed into over 50 countries sending teams of chefs to compete. I'm talking national teams, junior national teams, even army teams, regional teams, and individuals.
yeah. So um I'm just going to turn the mood a little bit right now because I wanted to give you a chance to publicize that your newest or your book that we've just been talking about. But um, you've also had another book in the works, like I mentioned before, beginning of the program that had just dropped yesterday, July 25th,
Right.
and it's called Memories Nobody Wants, Pastry Chef Whipped by No Fault. So you touched upon that a little bit in
Right.
our other discussion, the other questions, but I'll just kind of emphasize and reiterate it now. In 2000, you suffered a rear end collision causing post-concussion syndrome, an injury, excuse me, of the frontal lobe of the brain. And as you also mentioned, 2004, you had another car accident, involved in another car accident, and that was a rear end collision which I couldn't believe when I read this in your book, that it was like a collision three times in a row from the rear end. Once is bad enough, but three times, I can't imagine. And that caused damage to both your wrists and your neck. So, um, can you describe a little bit further about all that you uh, about that you write in your new book, uh, and you've already mentioned that in like between 96 and 2000, or in the early years there, it was like a career ending and a life-threatening uh, incidents back
Yeah.
in 2000, 2004. So can you describe a little bit more detail without giving too much, without
Well,
giving too much away?
I think that here in the state of New York, we have the no fault system
Yeah, yeah.
where if you get injured by no fault of your own, at the very least, you're supposed to get your injuries taken care of. It didn't happen with me.
Okay,
So the post-concussion syndrome was covered up from the first car accident.
okay,
I was left injured after the second car accident. That was never resolved.
okay.
And it's a crime in the state of New York to knowingly leave a person injured after a car accident. I don't know if you know that, but so it was a big mess. Um, I was bouncing around to different attorneys, and because they didn't take the time to find out all of my injuries,
Okay.
I wasn't getting things done. And then I was, broke. I had to take out my IRA money, and taking out IRA money automatically triggers an IRS audit.
Y-
And I got sued for medical expenses
Oh,
at Sac Hospital because I was trying to rehab my back from the first car accident.
okay, okay.
All
Yeah,
those three things going on at the same time.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that was kind of crazy in itself, and a lot to manage in the situation that I was in.
yeah, yeah. So like all during that time, or even after that time, were there like any lingering side effects that kind of interfered with like your work in the kitchen? I mean, I imagine there was a lot of obstacles. I mean, the wrist, the neck, head injuries.
All of them finished me off.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So
Yeah,
I went to doctors to do rehab, a lot of chiropractors. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
I learned a lot about the human body. Um, Part of the brain rehab that I went through with the neuropsychologist and the neurologist told me to try to get back to the gym and exercise, and going back to the gym and doing the bicycle really helped to heal my brain a little bit quicker than normal.
Really? Wow.
Usually it takes 2 years
Uh-huh.
to rehab from that. I took a year and a half.
Wow. So what is it like specifically about bicycle exercise that helps the recovery quicker, the brain?
So when you're pumping on the bike,
Yeah.
you're pumping your blood quicker than normal if you're just sitting around.
Okay. Okay.
Getting the blood flowing quicker helps to heal the brain quicker.
Okay. Okay.
What I found out.
Okay. No, I mean, I never realized, I never realized that. Yeah. Yeah. Faster movement of the blood. Yeah,
Yes.
this does help. Yeah, all organs of the body. So,
Yeah.
um, so after you sustain those injuries and you were going, through therapy, and then I mean, I assume that uh, you could only start back working in the kitchen maybe a little bit at a time instead of, jumping in, all at once. So,
We went
uh,
back to I
yeah.
never went back to it.
Yeah, so was there a period where you went back like slowly to work, or did you jump? You were all in. You just jumped right back in.
No, no, I never went back to it.
Okay.
I wasn't able to.
Okay.
And because of the injuries in my back, so I have a disc impinging the nerve root in my lower back.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I can't go back into, you know, the heavy work that's involved in the kitchen every day.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
my age, you know, it's kind of too late.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
I turned my energies into, you know, writing the book about the
Okay. Okay.
goals
Ri
and
Writing and then traveling too to the yeah
right,
to these different
and then
competitions.
producing the documentary, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing, uh, well, for both of these books, to let people know more about the Olympics. I mean, uh, I really didn't have any knowledge about culinary, Olympics and until, I looked into your book there and things like that. So I assume that that'll probably enlighten a lot of people that it's like, hey, there's this other field of the culinary arts
right,
after culinary school, and just like your second book that just dropped yesterday about no fault injuries. I mean, uh, I mean, we all have sort of like a general knowledge about like no fault, and you pay your car premiums, and
right,
you get the stack of the the copy of your bill that I mean not your bill but your documents, your insurance documents like that.
right,
But I don't, yeah, like you highlighted a couple things there that, yeah, I myself wasn't aware of. And
right,
like I
right.
said, I assume that maybe, other people are, but, and yeah, more and more I've seen today, ads in the media and everything. You were talking about having to hire, a lawyer to deal with all that. I've seen a lot more ads today
Oh yeah,
and in recent years, for for attorneys, that's their only thing, right?
right,
They concentrate in car accidents in
right,
liabilities. So um, I don't know, maybe that's a result of that. Maybe like yourself, a lot of other people have been in no fault situations that uh, you know were unresolved or maybe unresolved for a long time.
right,
Uh, and um, yeah, my opinion. Yeah, that's a good thing to have, like an attorney that specifically concentrates on that area so that they totally know what's going on and
right,
how to approach their representation of you, like for all angles and everything.
right, right,
So
right, right.
you were talking about since you sustain those injuries, now you're like focusing on traveling to different those competitions and also traveling for leisure, which I've seen you
Right.
post about. So yeah, so that's a good thing. I enjoy all your posts on social media, you know
Likewise,
whether they're for travel or for your culinary pursuits and everything.
my
So,
hat is off to you. You're always getting around somewhere. Go,
but
go, going to Italy, going to Cannes, going to
well, I try. I try to build up my mileage as much as I can.
right,
It's like
right.
like they say, do it while you can.
I know.
Do it while you can. So no,
Yeah,
I enjoy the travel too. Just
yeah,
just like you do. So you get to see different countries,
right, right.
different cultures,
Yeah,
different traditions, things like that. So, yeah, yeah, it's sort of like learning by doing,
right,
isn't it? It's like you can read about countries and read about different traditions, but until you're actually immersed in that environment, it's like
right.
An aha moment. Ah, okay. So this is what that book or that book meant by this or that, with this tradition or that tradition. So I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, traveling different parts of the world, it makes you realize what a small place this is, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Even though it's a big world, it's like
Right.
it's yeah, it's really small. So
Now,
yeah. So
so listen, I have my pastry portfolio, but I don't know how it's going to look on
oh, okay.
on the video.
Let me pin your square there. Um
If I
no, it's disappearing a little bit.
yeah yeah
Right, if you can hold it just like that, but raise it up like the same angle.
uh
No, I just lost it. Okay.
okay
Yeah, it seems like it'll take it right there. That's a good shot right there. Okay.
okay. Let me see if I can do this. Um, is it still there?
Uh
Yeah, it comes and goes.
yeah, you'd have to keep holding it
Right.
lower like you did before.
Yeah, I see. It's kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
Right there, right. Yeah, just yeah, keep it there.
Okay.
That's good right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, this is my first competition where I won the bronze medal for pastry in Chicago.
Okay.
Bon Appetit magazine, we did a dinner for them. My specialty was wedding cakes.
Oh, cool.
So I did a lot of wedding cakes.
Okay.
A lot of royal icing work. This is a chocolate house. Okay.
Wow. Cool.
This is Hotel Peabody,
Okay.
espresso pastries, Sunday brunch, which was crazy at Hotel Peabody.
Okay. Oh, I see.
All
I
right.
see what is that? With strawberries on top
Yeah.
there? Okay.
Strawberry tort,
Okay.
more cakes. I did a
Is
birthday cake for Boy
I
George.
was going to say, is that Boy George?
Yeah,
Cool.
he came to the Peabody for a
Okay.
concert.
What was his favorite dessert?
A mocha mousse cake.
Oh, okay.
And then this was my anniversary. They had always an anniversary thing going on at the Peabody Hotel. I
Okay.
tried to make big cakes for that. Uh,
Okay.
this is my first pastry competition where I won gold. So,
Oh, okay.
so you have to show some effort and proficiency. So this is all chocolate here.
Oh,
My
wow.
hand, there's no wire or anything holding it up.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
it's tempered and it stands on its own.
Oh,
So
okay.
I won a gold medal and grand prize for that
Oh,
pastry competition.
uh-huh.
And then more desserts
Uh-huh.
and Christmas time always had to have a house,
Oh,
a
okay.
house, for the lobby.
Yes.
Here's Elvis Presley. Have you heard of him?
I might have heard, didn't he grow up down south somewhere?
Yeah. So I had to reproduce the wedding cake, the original wedding cake
Yes.
for Graceland, because they were doing a celebration for the 1 millionth visitor
Oh, wow.
in '84.
Cool. Did the visitor get to keep the cake?
No, good question. That's a good question.
Oh, that's magnificent. That's awesome.
And I opened the
Wow.
Crown Plaza,
Okay.
also in Memphis.
Okay.
We did a big dinner there, um, cordon bleu.
Uh-huh.
Then I went to Jamaica.
Okay.
I had to have papers to go to Jamaica. I had to have qualifications for Jamaica. And the two governments, our government and Jamaican government, have an agreement where expats can go there and work,
Okay.
if you're qualified to do so.
Okay.
I won my first international gold in Jamaica.
Oh, congratulations.
That was
Wow.
fun.
Wow.
A lot of buffet work.
Uh-huh.
And then 96, I cooked for Dave Thomas, 96 to 2000.
Oh, okay. The Wendy's guy, right?
Yes, he was my main
Yes.
client.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did a lot of shooting.
Okay, okay.
And then this is the U.S. Army competition. So in '96, I met the U.S. Army culinary team manager, Shane Rich, and he
Uh-huh.
invited me to come down to Fort Lee in nine. I couldn't get there until '99 to come and see the competition, which was really
Okay.
great.
Now that's in Virginia, right? Fort
Yes,
Lee.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Now it's Fort Greg Adams.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then here's my transformation into trying to get a TV show production up.
Okay.
I call it Dean's Culinary World.
Uh-huh.
Interview chefs.
Okay.
Here I would go to schools and tell the kids about the culinary arts, the history of the culinary arts.
Oh, that's great. And
Here I am
inspire the next
yeah,
generation.
down
Yeah.
in Hanover here, and
Okay.
the history of the Culinary Olympics,
Okay.
and what else? And this was my first publication. I was published. I was published out of Paris, France,
Uh-huh.
the World Association of Chefs,
Okay.
about the history of the ICA. So I was published twice, 2010, 2012, and that's
Okay.
when the ball started rolling about getting that book written.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
So
Yeah, yeah. And that's what started it all, right?
yeah,
The book writing and yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then really quick, so the four books that floated across the Atlantic um, from Germany. This one is 1901.
Okay.
Okay, so what happened was after the accidents, I went back to the Chefs Association in Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
A colleague of mine told me about these four books that he donated to the CIA.
Okay.
All right, and these four books, as soon as he told me, I ran up there and they gave me two copies of each book. And this is where
Wow.
I pulled a lot of my history from these books.
Okay. Okay.
And some recipes I pulled out of here. Sarah
Okay.
Bernhardt soup, the poached over sole,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Italian broccoli.
yeah.
That's how that all came about.
Okay, okay. Now I gotta clarify there. I mean, there might be a lot of people that are familiar with that acronym CIA.
Right.
It's not the Central Intelligence Agency,
No,
right?
no.
It's the Culinary Institute of America in
Correct.
Poughkeepsie, right?
Correct.
Okay, okay, okay. So no, that's great that you actually got to have the those books so that you could take all of that information for your book. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a lot of that came from.
yeah.
So
Geez, I I
awesome.
I really appreciate you showing that album of yours. I mean, uh, that's a lot of very like valuable history of you, the pictures and all your accomplishments of that, and I'm so glad that you showed all of that to us today. That because that kind of takes everything to like full circle
Right, right,
about the history of you and like a little bit of the background history of your book and what you cover into it, the
right,
various chapters. So, so I mean, Dean, I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, and I'm so glad that you graciously accepted the invitation to be on my show today.
right.
I've enjoyed your description of your life and your journey through the culinary arts from
Uh,
the early beginnings, and I know I'm sure my audience did too, that they enjoyed it, and it's been an absolute pleasure having you on my show today,
thank
and I thank you very much for being on my show today.
thank you so much. I'm honored.
Okay, and I'm honored that you're on my show here, and yeah. So and I know everyone out there when this is released to my YouTube channel
Thank
next week, they're going to enjoy it too. So
you.
yeah. Once again, thank you for being on my show today. And everyone, my name is Edward S. Redcar, the host of Edward S. Redcar's Entertainer Chat. And today I've had the extreme honor and pleasure of interviewing pastry chef Dean Kropp and talking about his book concentrating on the Culinary Olympics and his newest book, which just dropped yesterday, about his no fault injury experience. And the book is called Memories Nobody Wants: Pastry Chef Whipped by No Fault, which, like I said, came out dropped yesterday, the 25th. So. Until we all meet again next time, have a good day, have a good life, and we will see you soon. And until next time, so long.
Thanks, Edward.
Yes, my pleasure, Dean.